Perfect. So hello, everyone, and welcome to today's UW System Career Trek. My name is Kim Appel, and I am the Technology and Employer Relations Coordinator at UW Whitewater. And today we are very excited to be hosting the Tds Telecom Career Trek. I want to thank you all once again for coming. I have mentioned this a few times already, but for those that are new, we do have a registration form that we ask that you fill out. So I'm going to throw that into the chat. Please take some time to fill that out, especially if you're looking to receive credit for this for UW System, UW Stevens Point Pro program, for the Whitewater College of Business and Economics Professional Development Program, or any other class. What I want to do really quickly is just go through some information about the career treks. This is a UW System initiative and has been happening for the past year and a half. We started it due to COVID, and we've been having these virtual treks and collaborating together, and it's really been exciting to be able to share some of the great Wisconsin employers that are out there. We've got 13 different treks each semester. We are planning to host them again next spring, so we're very excited about that. Next week's trek will feature Great Northern Company. So that will be hosted by UW Stout. And I do have a poll that I'm going to have you all fill out really quickly, just to find out where everyone's coming from today, what campus and what year in school you are. So if you can take a quick moment to fill that out. I will go ahead and leave that open while I go through a few more things. In addition to this, once again, we ask that you fill out that official registration form. And this trek is being recorded, so you do have the ability to view it again if you have any questions from the presentation that you want to see again, or if you know somebody that might be interested in TDS Telecom, you can share this link with them. So you can just go to our UW Career Treks site and view past virtual career treks, and then click the Watch Now button to be taken to YouTube to view it. One last thing to share here before I introduce our guest today. We will happily take any questions that you have throughout the presentation via chat. So if you have something that comes to mind as our presenter is going through everything today, feel free to share that. Otherwise, you can also add your questions in at the end. So I'm going to end our poll. It looks like we've got a pretty big showing here from Stout and Stevens Point. So very excited. And Eau Claire and River Falls, also a very high showing. And then we also have a good mix, a good number of freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. So thank you all so much for coming. We appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to take a moment to introduce our host, Ashley Wunrow from TDS Telecom. We're very excited that you're here today, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen and let Ashley take it away.
Hello, everyone. Super excited to be here today, and thank you so much, Kim, for the introduction. As Kim mentioned, my name is Ashley Wunrow. I am the Associate Manager at our Talent Acquisition team at Tds Telecom. And actually, I am an alumni of UW Stevens Point, where I graduated with my bachelor's degree in communications back in 2016. So not too terribly long ago. I was in your shoes and hoping that I'll be able to introduce you to some opportunities that we have available here at TDS Telecom. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and hopefully, can you all see that just fine?
Yep, Ashley, we can see it. Great, thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right, so as I mentioned, I work with TDS Telecom. Our home base is in Madison, Wisconsin. I have been with the company for about 3.5 years, but really have enjoyed my time here. So again, just really excited to talk to you all about the different types of opportunities that you can find at TDS. So just really quick, on our agenda today, we'll talk a little bit about TDS Telecom, who we are, what we do. I'll highlight some of our associate benefits that we offer, talk about our internship program, some different types of open positions and entry-level positions, and then just a little bit about the different departments that you can find here at TDS, because I know that I didn't know about them, again, when I was back in your shoes a few years ago. So as far as Tds Telecom, we are actually nationwide for the most part. So we operate in over 30 states. We have associates in over 30 states, I believe, and we are constantly growing. So our company is growing pretty rapidly. We've seen just a lot of growth over the last couple of years, and we continue to expand up to today. And then we have a lot of new markets that are on the horizon for us as well. So we provide high-speed internet, TV, and phone services to both residential and commercial customers, again, across the US. So we span all the way from, obviously I mentioned our home base is here in Madison, Wisconsin, but we span from New Hampshire over to Oregon, down to New Mexico, and then all the way over to Georgia. So we are pretty spread out, and many states in between here and there. So we have been around for over 50 years. So we're a pretty well-established company, not a brand new startup or anything like that. But with that being said, we do have, again, a lot of growth that's happening within our organization. And you may have also heard of TDS Inc., who is our parent company. We just call them TDS Corporate. And our sister companies are US Cellular, Waunakee IT Solutions, and Fettel Strauss, which is based in Waunakee, Wisconsin. So we have really some really strong sister companies that we partner very closely with. And overall, there's always lots of opportunities for folks to move around within those different organizations and grow their career within the TDS family of companies. TDS also has a huge emphasis on diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace. So in 2021, we were named the best place to work for disability inclusion. And we've also been named to Forbes America's Best Employers for Diversity as well. So really proud of those accomplishments. And actually recently, we were also named as a Vets Ready employer here in the state of Wisconsin. Which is awesome because we do work a lot with the veteran population across the US, as well as right here in our home base in Wisconsin. All right, so just to talk a little bit about our employee benefits then. So we have a ton of different training and career development opportunities here at TDS. So we have just a ton of different courses available to our internal associates. And then we also have some programs internally. One, for example, that we call Tds Telecom University, which is a great opportunity for our future leaders within the organization to gain a more broad experience across the organization. So it's actually a 3-year developmental assignment. So each year is spent learning about a different business unit or department, other than the department that you have maybe grown in already. So that's another great opportunity that I always like to call out, just because I think folks tend to be a little bit curious how they might move around within the organization and kind of gain those skills to become better qualified for those future leadership opportunities. We also have an education assistance program here at TDS Telecom. So we do offer 100% reimbursement for continuing education in work-related certificates or degree programs. So that's after 1 year of service that folks can participate in that education assistance program that we have. And then we also have a Tds Scholarship Program. So each year, our company awards college scholarships to dependent children of full-time associates. Those amounts range and go all the way up to $2,000 per individual. So some really great benefits there. Of course, we can't forget that we have our wonderful medical, dental, and vision coverage that we offer to all associates on day 1 of employment. So something that's really important for a lot of folks is having that instant coverage when it comes to medical specifically, but certainly dental and vision, depending on each and every one's situation. And so those are always great benefits to kind of highlight here. And I should mention those are available to all of our full-time associates. We also have a savings and retirement plan that all folks can participate in that are age 18 or older after 30 days of working with us. So we've got some matching opportunities with those contributions as well, and just really great opportunities for all of our associates to take advantage of. All right, so now that I have talked about our benefits and some of the great opportunities here at TDS Telecom, I did want to talk a little bit about our internship program. So at any given time, we have over 100 interns here at TDS Telecom. So we have a pretty substantial internship program, and that program grows every year. So we're really excited to continue to offer those internships to folks that are looking to gain some of that real life experience in the particular area of their choosing or schooling. So we have internships in most departments. We've got marketing interns, engineering interns, IT interns. We have our very own human resource interns. We've got folks that work in the finance department. We've got some sales interns even. So really, our internship program is focused, again, on giving those real life experiences. So I always joke around, our interns are not coffee getters or copy makers. They are actually working on real life projects and business problems and helping us to solve those problems and come up with innovative ways. So working alongside our teams that we have here and learning about the business, but then also providing a contribution to the organization that you can take forward with you into your next role, whether that be with TDS Telecom, another one of the TDS family of companies, or even with another organization. We're just happy to make that a mutually beneficial relationship during that internship. All right, so all of our interns are paid. So for our standard internships, they range between $17 and $19 per hour, depending on the type of role that you would be in and the particular team that you would be in. And we really have most of our interns year round. So starting in the spring semester, so usually in January or February, or starting in the summer, so starting in May or June, just kind of depending on your availability. And then we really ask our interns during the school year to work a minimum of 10 to 15 hours. But our interns are able to work up to 40 hours per week, depending on the particular team that they're working on and the need that's there. So a lot of times we have interns that will graduate with their degree and like to stay on for their internship a little bit longer to continuously gain some more experience to make them more competitive in the job market. And so we have folks that stay on, for up to 6 months past their intern or past their graduation date and continue to work with us to continue to gain those experiences. So, but otherwise we keep our interns year round. So folks can start during the school year, work through the summer, obviously kick up their hours to full time during the summer if one should choose, and then cut back on hours again in the fall if that's what one would like to do. We also do have some summer internships available that are a little bit shorter in duration, but really to be involved in those projects, a lot of our interns end up working longer than just the summer months. We also have a majority of our internships are now remote. So we have a ton of folks that are working across the US in all different types of capacities. And, there aren't many great things that came out of COVID. One of them would be that I'm able to present this all to you today virtually. And the other being that we have been able to open our doors to a more remote workforce. So traditionally, we had a lot of our intern population working at our office in Madison. And now folks are able to work from wherever they are currently located. However, we do have a few interns that still work in our local offices. So that remote opportunity has just been a great one for us to get more involved with communities across Wisconsin and across the US in general. Again, we have kind of that 10 to 15 hour per week minimum for our internships, but the scheduling is pretty flexible. We try to keep it during business hours just because that's when you can get the most value out of the internship by means of working alongside the teams and working during those regular business hours. However, we understand that that's not always the case and not everyone has that daytime availability. So you might start, working some of those daytime hours, and then you might be able to work on projects in the evenings and on the weekends as well. Our internships are also 401k eligible. So I mentioned our retirement plan, savings plan. You can participate in that as an intern and get an early start on your 401k. And then, one of the other great things about having such a large intern group here at Tds Telecom is that folks are able to participate in our intern associate resource group. And that's really a group that is run by, it was created by and run by our current associates. So typically our current interns, and then folks that either have, some type of hand or foot in the internship program, whether they be a manager of interns, someone that hires interns frequently, or maybe a former intern that's now a full-time associate and likes to stay connected with that associate group. So that a resource group is just a great way for our interns to stay connected, to have that camaraderie with each other, and then also for them to make more connections across the organization. One of the really fun events that we do with our intern associate resource group every year is something called Star Search. And as many of our interns who would like to attend are welcome to attend and meet with company leaders. So it may be a leader that you haven't directly worked with or make contact with, but you have that opportunity to maybe pick their brain and learn specifically what they have done within their career to be really the leader that they are today. Also for you to say, hey, I'm really interested in learning a little bit more about what your team does and maybe get involved with that in the future. So just a really great networking opportunity for our interns every year and hosted by that intern associate resource group. All right, so we also in the past year have rolled out a field services internship program. And that internship program really opened up our doors to folks that are all, starting at age 16. So we've got a lot of opportunities for field services across the US. It's our largest associate group actually is our field services group. And when you think of field services, think of the technicians that are coming out to your home and installing your TV and internet services. So those are the folks, and we've got a ton of opportunities for those types of internships. Again, as far as this group goes, that might not be the exact direction that you're looking to take, but it's just another great way to gain some additional experience in telecom, learn a little bit more about the telecommunications industry, about our business, and then ultimately figure out if that is the right career path for you. And those internships pay $15 per hour. All right, so if you have any questions about our internship program, you can go ahead and take a look at our internships that we currently have posted out on our website. I have a little QR code here that you can use if you'd like to go directly to that. I also have our website listed out here. And then on here, I also have our email address as well. You can reach us at careers@tdstelecom.com. Or you can send me a direct email. I'm absolutely open to that. I believe Kim will be sharing that with you if she hasn't already. So feel free to reach out anyway to get in contact with us. We're happy to discuss our internship opportunities that we have available or that may be coming available in the coming months. All right, I am going to skip ahead here then. I just want to talk a little bit about the different business units that we have, or think of them as departments here at Tds Telecom. So I had mentioned that when I first joined Tds Telecom, I wasn't aware of, I guess maybe I was a little bit naive, I could say, to the corporate environment and all of the different opportunities that are available within a corporate environment. And so I wanted to go ahead and share those with you just so that you can know that our organization is more than just the IT and the field services business units. We have a lot more to us than just that. Obviously, I work in talent acquisition, and I will absolutely talk about our wonderful human resources business unit, but just wanted to give you a high level overview and then talk about some of the entry level positions that we have available within those groups as well. So first and foremost is our network operations group. And really, this group is providing service to our customers and supporting our field services teams from an internal standpoint. So they do order processing, they do tech support, and they also do end-to-end network management. Excuse me. So the entry-level position for this group is actually a network specialist opportunity. And that position is really focused on that tech support. So internal tech support to our field services groups and helping them kind of maintain our customer operations on the technical side. Oh, forgive me. All right. So then next, I'll talk briefly about our network services group, which you could look at as more engineering. So really, this business unit understands and analyzes how our network is created. So it's really a network engineering group. They're really focused on making sure that our networks are operating the way that they should be operating. And then they also help us with constructing our networks in those new areas that we're moving into as well. So we have tons of opportunities across this group. I listed a couple just because they are slightly different. So obviously within these positions, we also have administrative assistants. That's more of an entry level administrative position if you're kind of looking to get your foot in the door from that perspective. And then we also have these specialist project coordinators. Those folks are really focused again on making sure that our building projects, our construction projects are operating as they should, keeping in alignment with our other groups that are part of our organization, working with company leaders, and then also making sure that our timelines are updated for our customers as well. Next, we have our information technology or our IT group. I'm sure many of you are familiar with IT and kind of what those types of roles do, but we have over 140 people on our IT team, and really they work with leading technology to move our organization forward. Really, that kind of sums it up in the best possible way that I can. So they're developing and supporting our products and services and really are the backbone of our business. We wouldn't be able to provide the internet or TV services without our IT group doing what they do best. And so our entry-level positions are typically our software engineer positions. Again, we're looking at an associate's degree or 2+ years of professional work experience, but obviously any relevant coursework is super, super helpful with those roles. And I will say with our, specifically with our IT group, we have a huge population of IT interns. And so a lot of times we'll promote those interns into these more entry-level roles. So it is rare that you would see these posted from an external perspective on our career site, where they're made available to our internal intern population first and foremost. And then a lot of times we'll end up converting those interns into a full-time associate after they've graduated and are interested in moving into that type of capacity. All right, so I briefly mentioned our field services group. Again, it's our largest group that we have within our organization because they are really making sure that our services are getting installed, that they're being maintained in customers' homes or businesses. As I mentioned, we provide services to business customers as well. So we also have technicians that work specifically with our business customers to get them up and running and keep their services moving along as they should be for their business to also function the way that it needs to. So they're really working face to face. So we especially look for folks that have customer service experience in these types of roles, but also anybody that has some technical aptitude would do really, really well in these types of positions. So even if you are thinking, I don't think field services is right for me, that's 100% fine. I'm sure you know somebody that would excel really well. The great thing about our field services group is that they have a very long, I guess, upward mobility trajectory. So they've got kind of this whole career path that you can take within the field services group through starting as a technician, moving up to a senior technician, being able to work specifically in our COs, and then also moving up into management and so on and so forth. So there's a huge career path trajectory, whatever you want to call it, within our field services group specifically. All right. So then our finance group. So we have obviously a lot of finances flowing here, there, and everywhere within our finance group. And actually our supply chain is part of our finance group as well. So they're a fairly large group. They help us to make sure that we are staying in line with our commitments to both our customers, to our investors, to our owners, and then also to the specific business units. So they're making sure that our business moves forward from a margin perspective and helping us really kind of gain and exceed those. And then also being able to kind of turn that back around and give, maybe some extra back to our associates as well. So they help us kind of evaluate where we're at marginally and how we can either reinvest that into different markets or different technologies, or reinvest that back into our people as well. So our entry-level position for this group is typically our financial analyst or analyst financial analysis. And that position, we're really looking for someone that has, an interest and maybe some experience through their coursework with personal finance, economics, things like that. Those types of majors would lead you to do really well in that type of role. Human resources. Now, this is kind of my area that I absolutely adore. So our human resources group is actually broken up into a few different. So if you are interested in human resources or have, maybe explored some human resources opportunities in the past, you may see an HR generalist. We actually don't have HR generalists here at TDS. We have folks that are specifically focused on our associate relations, on compensation, on talent acquisition, and on talent development. And so I'm specifically focused on talent acquisition or our recruiting function here at Tds Telecom. We have folks that focus specifically on how our current associate base is being managed and making sure that our performance is the way that it needs to be. Our compensation department obviously looks at compensation, and our talent development puts together all of those fun trainings that I talked about earlier. So we have very specialized pieces of HR that we work on specifically, which is awesome because I love the opportunity to master something. And this allows you to kind of master one trade and not wear too many hats at once. Although no 2 days are the same, I will say that. And we all work together very closely within human resources. So we have some administrative assistants within human resources that kind of help with the more administrative tasks. And then right now we actually are hiring for some talent acquisition specialists on my team or recruiters. So really we're looking for, and actually we just changed the requirement on this. So you're on kind of the groundbreaking here, but we're really only looking for somebody that's eager to get into talent acquisition at this point in time. So you can wipe out that 1+ years experience as a full life cycle recruiter, because we are just looking for anybody that is interested in getting into talent acquisition. So I'm just going to put a little plug out there for myself. If you'd like go ahead and take a look at our talent acquisition specialist or corporate recruiter position that we have posted out on our career site right now. All right, we also have a pretty significant marketing group here at TDS Telecom. As you can imagine, operating in over 30 states, we have to tailor our marketing to the specific local community that we're going into. So TDS is really, really big on making sure that we are involved in our communities, and our marketing group really helps us stay connected with that. So above and beyond the ads that you might see out there, our TV, advertisements, our newspapers, our any of the flyers that you might get, our marketing team is also involved with getting us connected to community events and participating in those types of events. So they are really just our tie to each of our individual communities that we operate in. So we have brand journalists, we have administrators of both central marketing and field marketing. Again, central marketing is more of the, making sure that we are staying on top of our advertising and things like that, where field marketing is, again, getting us connected in the field in that particular community. So we've got tons of marketing opportunities across the US as well. We also need to make sure that we are staying up to date. We are a federal contractor, so we need to stay up to date with all of our contracts that we have, and then also stay up to date with any laws and different guidelines, policies that are out there. And so we do have a government and regulatory affairs group. That's where all of our lawyers are, our company lawyers, so on and so forth. And so we do have opportunities like that available here. And we do occasionally hire for contract administrators who are really reviewing our contracts, making sure that they're up to date, that they match what we're also looking to gain from that particular partnership with an organization or a municipality or whatever that might look like. All right, and I think we're getting down to the end here, so thank you all for bearing with me. But of course, we have a sales group. We have tons of sales opportunities across the US, entry level all the way up to experienced sales folks. And really, these are the folks that are getting out there, getting in front of our customers saying, hey, TDS Telecom is available and we want you to be a customer of ours. And here are the reasons why. And so we have sales reps that work inside, so they're receiving calls or making phone calls. And then we also have outside sales reps who are actually going out and bringing in new business to us. So a lot of times those folks are either going door to door in the community. That has a very flexible schedule because you can, work that around whatever works best for you, as long as you're able to get in contact with folks in the community. And then we also have our commercial sales team that's doing outside sales. So they're going business to business and selling our products and services that way as well. So I know I currently have a couple account manager positions available. So please feel free to check those out if you're interested in sales. Again, this could be really great for somebody that is pursuing a degree in communications and business, really just to kind of get that experience that you're looking for that will help you to be successful in future business positions. And last but not least, our customer contact operations group. So these are the folks that are taking phone calls, that are sitting in our retail offices, that are providing tech support to residential customers, both face-to-face and over the phone. So lots of these positions have moved to remote. I mentioned earlier, we moved a lot of our roles to remote. A lot of these are here with the exception of our in-person retail offices, where obviously someone would need to be in that office to do that particular job. However, we do have tons of opportunities if really you're looking for something that is going to help you kind of build on those customer service skills and build on those entry-level technical skills. This is a great place to get started with our organization. All right. So again, thank you so much. And feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. You'll have my contact information. that Kim will send out to you as well. I've also included our talent acquisition phone number, email address, and then again, our website so that you can be sure to check out our opportunities that we have available here at TDS Telecom.
Great. Thanks so much, Ashley. That was incredible to be able to see all of the different entry-level positions you have. And I didn't realize you had over 100 interns. That is amazing. So really appreciated learning about that. I did see one question so far, so I'm going to go ahead and ask that. Please, this is the time to start asking your questions. So go ahead and throw those in the chat and I will read them for Ashley. But our first question is just checking in on your internship program. Specifically, do you offer spring internships?
Yes. So we post our spring internships in the fall. So we have our spring internship posted right now. I know that we will be opening up a few more here that we'll be hoping to hire in the next couple of months for folks to start in January or February. But all of our IT internships and engineering internships have been posted for the past couple of months. And we are still currently accepting applications for those opportunities as well.
All right, excellent. I see Emma has asked a question. Thank you, Emma. Curious about your path at TDS Telecom and specifically if you did an internship with TDS Telecom before beginning your career.
Wow, that's a great question. Unfortunately, I didn't even know who TDS was. I think I mentioned I went to UW-Stevens Point, so I wasn't necessarily from the Madison, Dane County area. And so I was not familiar with TDS ahead of my relocation to Madison, where I learned a little bit more. And now many of you who may be located in the Stevens Point area may know that TDS is coming to or already in your service area. So that's exciting. But no, I didn't start as an intern here. I did start shortly after I graduated with my degree in communications in a recruiter role with another organization, and then became a recruiter at TDS Telecom, or a talent acquisition specialist. I did that for about a year, and then I became a senior talent acquisition specialist, which, as you can imagine, just has some added responsibilities along with the regular recruiting responsibilities. And then actually after about 6 months of being a senior talent acquisition specialist, I had the opportunity to assume a developmental assignment. I talked a little bit about our Tds Telecom University program, where folks get the opportunity to kind of move around for 3 years into different departments and gain that experience. We also have developmental assignments across our organization that give somebody the opportunity to try out a position and make sure it's the right fit for them ahead of actually assuming that role full time. And so I actually stepped into a developmental assignment, again, to help build my skills as well as a leader on our talent acquisition team. As the associate manager, about 6 months into my tenure as a senior talent acquisition specialist. And then after about 6 months of being in that developmental assignment, as we like to call it, I was able to assume that role full time and have been an associate manager, now managing actually all of our recruiters for the last year and a half here. So it's been a really great opportunity, and we'll say that TDS Telecom is really great about acknowledging folks that are willing and able to put in the work to progress their career and move their career forward in the timeline that they would like to. And so there is no shortage of recognition for hard work, and oftentimes you see those people that are really dedicated to the organization move up really quickly as well.
Emma says, thank you. I do have another question here that I have prepared. Please, everyone, take advantage of this great opportunity to network and ask Ashley questions. So the other question we have is, can you talk a little bit more about the culture at TDS Telecom?
Yes, absolutely. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, just because I've worked for a few other organizations throughout my professional career. I was actually a returning student to non-traditional student to UW-Stevens Point. So I had kind of gone off and started working in a professional setting, and I really didn't know what to expect. And then when I got to TDS, I said, this feels right. And it feels right because of the culture. And I mentioned a little bit about how we're really, we take pride in being involved in our local communities. And I think part of that is because we started as a family-owned company. And so we really, we stay true to that today. So it feels like a family. The culture, the best way I can describe it is it feels like a family. I think everybody is very, very supportive of each other and of our successes. And, you know, we work together to overcome any losses or weaknesses that we have. Our leadership is very, very kind, and they very much have open doors. If you have questions, comments, concerns, ideas, very, very open to innovative ideas, anything that can help us continue to move forward as an organization. The other thing that I'll say is really just if you strive by being around other motivated people, TDS Telecom is probably the place for you, because everybody here is super motivated, not only to move forward as an organization, but also to move forward individually and personally in their professional careers as well. And if you follow TDS Telecom on either Facebook or LinkedIn, you probably saw that I was featured this last week just talking about our work-life balance, because that's another thing that I think is just very ingrained in our culture, is having that healthy work-life balance. You know, if you need to take off for anything in particular in your personal life, it's encouraged. It's not frowned upon to take time away from work, because we all know that we are here to do a job and do a job well, but also that we work to live our lives outside of TDS. We don't necessarily live to work at TDS. So it's something that I think is just very ingrained in our culture here that I absolutely love. And I couldn't even imagine myself going anywhere else and having this same type of company culture that we have.
All right, I'm not seeing any extra questions, but I will ask one more in case someone is typing it out right now. So when is the best time for a student to apply for, say, an entry-level position or an internship in the summer?
Sure. So we actually, so this year we trialed posting our summer internships in the fall as well, just because we know folks are trying to plan further out. They want to have something secured so they don't have to think about it. And I don't blame you whatsoever. I wouldn't want to have to think about interviewing and finding something during the school year. So we actually posted our summer internships already. Those are already open. And I think, again, we'll have a couple more that are going to pop up over the next couple of weeks here as well. But then apply as soon as you possibly can. We do hire a lot of these remote now, so we get quite a few applicants and we can't always get to all of those resumes. So if you apply within the first week, we promise we will review your resume. Anything above and beyond that, you know, we absolutely try to get back to everybody. We try to, you know, keep a pulse on it, but if you can apply right away and, you know, absolutely reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever. But yeah, I would say go out there and look today for even summer internships. You'll find them labeled. They're labeled as either spring or summer, depending on when we're anticipating having someone start in those roles.
All right, great. Well, I think this is a quiet bunch today, but you also answered a lot of the questions throughout the presentation. So we will end the Q&A session. Thank you once again, Ashley, for a wonderful presentation and for your partnership in this event. It's been great working with you and great learning about the opportunities at TDS Telecom, and I know our students appreciate it. I am just going to share my screen really quickly to get through a few things. So give me just one moment. So I should be scared. Can you see the trek? Great Northern. Okay, perfect. It wasn't highlighting it in green. So reminder, if you haven't filled out the participation form, I listed it in the chat a few times. Please make sure to take care of that and fill it out. Thank you to our UW System Career Treks Committee, who has been working on collaborating for this project for the past year and a half, and will continue for the spring semester as well. This trek and almost all of the past treks that we've done for the past year and a half have been recorded, so you can view any of the other past companies that have had some really great presentations as well on the UW System Career Treks website, which I will include in an email that you'll get from me later today. And then finally, we do have one final trek for the fall 2021 semester hosted by UW Stout, and that is with Great Northern. So make sure to mark your calendars, and we hope to see you next week at noon. And then we also hope to see you next semester as well. And finally, I will, like I mentioned, send out an email to everyone, and I will include Ashley's contact information and also the link to their careers website, so you can find out more information, and also encourage you to connect with Ashley on LinkedIn if you're interested. So that is all that I have for you for today. So thank you everyone once again for attending. Thank you again, Ashley, and have a wonderful day.